tour of our move-in ready villa. Click the Liberty Village icon at DeWittDailyNews.com.
Simply the finest.
DeWittDailyNews.com is the area's leading local news source 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Get the latest local news, obituaries, police blotter, weather forecast, and more with no paywall. Head to DeWittDailyNews.com to get the local information you need to know.
Well, the flu season is here again, and our Warner Hospital and Health Services walk-in clinic inside our family medicine clinic is ready to treat you. CEO Paul Scowen here reminding you when you suffer from all those symptoms that are caused by flu-like fever, headache, congestion, and that blah feeling. Come to us. No appointment, no problem at the Warner Hospital walk-in clinic. Get here and get feeling better. Just another way we provide quality care close to home.
There's nothing like hearing the songs you love on local radio with no subscriptions and no monthly fees. But there's a new bill in Congress that could stop the music. If passed, this bill would tax your local radio station simply to play the music you love. Text LOCAL to 52886 and ask Congress to support local radio stations. Help us keep you connected to the music, local news, weather, and traffic that you need each day. This message furnished by the National Association of Broadcasters.
Last year's fertilizer cost too much. This year's fertilizer still costs too much. So maybe next year, instead of paying whatever the market dictates, you should find a new source. Source from Sound Agriculture unlocks more of the crop nutrients that are already in your soil, so you can use less fertilizer and capture the yield you count on to turn a profit. I said to turn a profit. That's more like it. Learn more at sound.ag.
You're finding Central Illinois. WHOW.
Top of the morning. Thanks for being with us. I'm your host today, Seth Lawrence. The WHOW Morning Show streams to Facebook and YouTube. It's brought to you by Peterson Insurance, your Pekin insurance agent in Clinton. My guest in studio today is Tammy Wilson, Executive Director of the Vault in Clinton. Good morning, Tammy.
Every time you say that, Seth, I'm picturing you doing it in an Irish accent. I think you should practice that.
See, I listened to this guy, and he says top of the morning. And I really like this particular individual that I listened to. And I was like, I'm going to take that up. So I did. So he says.
So you stole his thing.
I did. I said top of the morning. So good morning, whatever.
But it sounds, you need to do it in an Irish accent.
I'll work on that and have it ready for you.
Thank you.
To audition next month.
Excellent.
Yeah.
Thank you.
See, what do you call it? Theatrical talk there.
Yep.
Lingo, jargon. So
that's right down my line.
Tammy,
yes.
I love like the small talk, the like silly talk we start our conversations with. I never know where it's going to go with you, and it's just amazing. It's the best. You're literally the best at starting off an interview. It's awesome. So, anyways, let's dive into the vault. How's the vault doing? What are you guys doing?
It's doing great.
Yeah.
I wanted to talk this morning about our after hours enrichment classes.
Okay.
They are going so well, and we've got some great things lined up for the kids and have been doing some cool things.
What are after hour enrichment programs?
Yeah. So after hours, we have our hangouts on Mondays and Tuesdays after school from 3 to 5:30, and then on Mondays and Tuesdays. And then from 5:30 to 6:30, we have smaller sort of classes that we're offering. We call them enrichment classes that are just focused on different things that the kids can just try out. Like we're discovering, I don't know if you've noticed this or anyone else has noticed this, but our kids seem to be afraid to try new things. Have you noticed that?
Someone else told me that. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Like I'm not sure what it is. But they really have to be encouraged to try something new. I don't know. Some of them, I think they're just afraid of failing. Yeah. Like this huge thing, this cloud of, failure looms over over them, and they're just afraid, oh, what if I can't do it? What if I fail? So we are really working with our teens to try and get them over that, to say, you know what, if you're not good at it, you're not good at it. It
Yeah.
doesn't matter, but you're
Yeah.
gonna try. If you try new things, you're gonna maybe find something that
Yeah.
you're really good at, right?
So if I may be so bold as to say, you're basically trying to teach them resiliency.
Mhm.
Because I had this conversation with a superintendent. This was before COVID, where we really saw the lack of resiliency in our kids kind of come to the forefront because of how they handled COVID. And she mentioned to me that just they were seeing kids had no resiliency. They didn't know how, if they couldn't finish up, if they didn't do well on a paper or a test, how to overcome that. And parents were stepping in, and basically because their kids were afraid to fail, they were doing it for them or holding their hand all the way. And so in a way, we've crippled our kids, and now so you're basically taking up the effort to say it's okay to fail. How about that?
Absolutely, Seth. I call it a growth mindset.
Yeah.
I read a really, really interesting article years and years ago by a lady named Carol Dweck, but she wrote about this growth mindset thing, and she was basically talking about how what you've described is exactly right, that we are focused, like our culture seems to be focused on the end goal, the end, what the grade is going to be at the end of the class, or what the award is going to be at the end of the season or whatever, but we're not focused on the process. Like that's where the growth comes in. Amen.
Tammy,
Amen. Can you say amen?
Amen.
All
Tammy.
right.
So there's a couple of you're on Instagram, right? Or familiar with Instagram?
Seth. Okay, I was the one. Remember when I was giving our address? Do you remember this?
Maybe you're gonna have to go a little further.
I said the underline.
Oh, right.
Vault.
Yes. And I had a funny story.
Underline.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. I
That
remember.
was me. So no, I'm not on Instagram.
That's okay. Well, that's
the
okay.
vault is, but I am not.
That's okay. So there are a couple of things on Instagram, and I just, I don't know. Maybe it's just because of where I'm at in life. It's different than everyone else. But like when I'm on Instagram, I'm finding people that are doing, huge things. And I've told you about this off the air. Like I'm finding people that are doing huge things, and, they've got all these inspirational things to say about how they got there. And they don't mean to say it. It's just, that's who they are. And so it comes out very inspirational. But there's one guy that says we have to fall in love with the process of the grind, rather than getting fixated on the end goal. There's another guy I follow that talks about, when you fall in love with the process, things like your like goals will happen as a side effect of loving the process. You know what I mean? So
Yes.
we get fixated on the end and being rich or being famous or being successful, that we don't know how to get there. And so like that process is just kind of, we've lost the forest for the trees, if you will.
Oh, absolutely. We are so there. And what's encouraging is that the schools are also doing what they call grit. They're
Mhm.
doing grit. I'm not sure, exercises or teaching kids about grit.
Mhm.
So we're partnering with the schools sort of in that way as well. I like the word resiliency.
Mhm.
It is, man, it is so needed, and it will carry them through life.
Oh,
you
man.
know?
And if they're afraid of failing just in high school, like that's not going to get better when they get into
Yeah.
the workforce, or they get into, get past college and all those things.
Mhm.
Yeah. It's
Yeah, and I think for those of us, I am very goal driven. Are you?
I
goal-
am not. I will be honest. I am not.
Yeah.
So
yeah. I have always been like, I was that kid that I had to get straight A's and didn't really care if I learned anything. Seriously.
Yeah.
I would study for a test,
Yeah.
and then didn't really retain
Mm-hmm.
because all I wanted was the grade.
Yeah. Right.
And I look back on that and I go, man, missed opportunity
Mhm.
to really learn good things. And I think as a parent, I
Mhm.
was doing that with my own kids as well.
Yeah.
And I
yeah.
look back and Like,
I was joking the other day with a guy. I said, the older I get, the more I appreciate the saying, youth is wasted on the young. You know what I mean? So, and I feel bad. I feel like we're trashing our kids right now, and that's certainly not the point of all of this.
No.
So again, our guest is Tammy Wilson, Executive Director of the Vault in Clinton. So these after-hour enrichment opportunities,
Right.
talk to me about what you're doing to develop resiliency and help these kids overcome that fear of failure.
Yeah. So the cool thing that we've done, our program director, Jason Kitson, and our founder, Michelle Witzke, they sat down many months ago and they decided, you know what? We need to hit all areas of a person's being.
Mm-hmm.
So we're trying to hit all different areas to develop our kids and help them, again, be able to experience these different things and we're all made differently and we all have unique gifts and talents. So you never know what your talent is until you try different things, right? So the 7 areas that we're focusing on are mind and body, academic development, social enrichment, life skills, career exploration, arts, and community service. So that's sort of encompassing everything, right?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So as we plan, as Jason plans these, and McKenna as well, when they plan these after hours enrichment classes, these are what they have in mind. Like, how are we reaching kids academically? How are we doing, how are we doing with them socially? Their social enrichment, life skills, that's a huge one. We need to be helping give them life skills. So, for example, mind and body, this month we're doing yoga and chess, right?
Yeah.
Yoga, learning relaxation exercises,
clearing your mind,
and just getting your body, flexible, strong, right? And then mind, I mean, I don't know what better thing you could do to help your mind than learn chess.
Yeah. Chess and reading.
So we've got academic development. We've always got tutoring. I think we've talked about that before, to help kids academically. And then again, we're just trying to think of all different things that we can do. Social enrichment, of course, we've got the events and hangouts every week that's touching that. Life skills, we've had a variety of different life skills classes, like self-defense. We've had an automotive class. We've had first aid. We're doing currently a culinary arts to teach kids basic cooking skills. Career exploration. We've got our summer Envision U camps coming up that we'll talk about maybe a little later. And then, of course, arts, like all kinds of art mediums. We have people coming in all the time teaching different art classes and art therapy. And I did a theater summer arts camp.
How did
Remember
that
that?
go? I do. So,
how do you think it went?
I think it went awesome. Because you led it, obviously.
Oh yeah. It was.
How's this being received? What are you hearing from the kids that are doing it?
Great. It is. We have had kids. Oh, and then I did want to mention too, we've got an entrepreneur club that meets. Connie Unruh leads that.
She's in on Friday.
BizTown. Okay. You can ask her about it. I think it's starting in March. So
now that's junior high, correct?
Yes, mainly junior high. I think she would accept high school students if they wanted to join, but I think mainly it's been junior high.
Okay.
But they're learning all kinds of business and starting their own business. We've had so many kids that have said, I want to start my own business.
That's her like kind of precursor to the CEO program at the high school, if I'm not mistaken.
I'm not sure that that's intentional, but yeah, that's certainly
I thought she had told me it was at one
point.
Oh,
maybe it is.
Yeah.
I haven't heard her say that. That's cool.
Yeah, I don't know why. I thought that was something that she had said. Maybe she didn't.
It makes sense.
Yeah,
totally makes sense.
It does.
Yeah.
It does.
Oh,
yeah.
I love the CEO group.
Yeah. I had one of their alumnus of the program in yesterday.
Really?
Yeah, talking about it. He was amazing.
Oh, yeah, those kids are. They are.
And here's the thing. Here's the thing
awesome.
about those kids is, and this was the point he was trying to make, and I feel like we're getting off on another rabbit trail here, but that program has the perception of, I've got to be a straight A student, and I've got to be, the top of my class, and I've got to be, on the cheer squad and play basketball and do this and do that. And he said, I didn't do any of those things. I wasn't any of those things. I did the program, and it just was, it rocked my world. I mean, to put it, like for him. So, I don't know. It's almost like we've messaged to our kids, if you're not a straight A student and you're not doing all these extracurriculars, you're not going to be successful. You know what I mean? So, so Tammy, let's wrap up with this in this first segment. Did I get to all the bullet points you wanted to hit on this? I want to ask you this. Parents like myself, I've got a 9 and 7-year-old. I watch my kids at home, and I'm sitting there thinking to myself, oh my gosh, my kid cannot find a crayon that is under a piece of paper that's literally right in front of her. Like, what is this kid going to do when she actually has like research she's going to have to do in junior high and high school, and she's going to have to go to college and fend for her? Like, I'm just like, what is my kid going to do? And maybe there's parents out there thinking that same thing. What would you say to those of us, raising kids, that we want to be resilient and have that go-getter attitude, and not develop a fear of failure? How about that? You've been through the wars. You've seen it all.
I have.
What do you think?
Pray.
Yeah. Dear God, please let my kid not be not be helpless when she turns 21.
No, Seth, I think it's just what we've been talking about. You have the answer in front of you, because it is just helping your kids to experience different things. I think I've mentioned this maybe before, that I told my kids, try everything. I mean, you never know what's going to spark an interest, or where you're going to see, wow, I am really gifted at this. Some giftings are so obvious, like, if your kid is gifted musically, or with math or something like they're kind of obvious. But there are other skills that aren't. And there's so many careers out there and so many different directions they can go. I would just encourage them, like, again, don't worry about failing. Just try it. If you don't like it, just mark it off your list and go, I don't really want to do that.
Well, and it probably, a lot of that comes back to us parents. We have to show kids it's okay to fail. We have to try things and fail.
Oh my goodness. And I remember being, and this was horrible, but of course, because I'm like goal driven, and I was that way in high school, I felt like I put that on my kids. And it was like, if they came home with a B, I was like, yeah. But I realized that I shouldn't have done that. It's like, did you do your best? Did you? And if they could honestly say, yes, I did the homework, I did. But if it was an area they were just not great in, I should have been like, what did you learn from it? That's the question I should have asked. Like, why didn't you try harder? That's not the question. The question is, what did you learn from it? Tell me what you learned.
And there it is.
I know.
There it is.
Yeah.
Wisdom from Tammy.
Yeah.
Excellent. Not even kidding. That was excellent. Great job.
No charge for that.
Love it. Where do folks go to learn more about the Vault in Clinton, Tammy? Where do folks go for the Vault?
Oh, you're asking
yes,
a question.
Yes. Where do they go to learn about the Vault? Sorry.
Okay. Sorry, I thought
we were getting into our hysterics there.
I know.
Yeah, no, it's all right.
Facebook, you can find us on Facebook at the Vault Clinton. Our website, we have a great website, thevaultclinton.org, and then email thevaultclinton@gmail.com, and the Instagram thing.
Very good. That is Tammy Wilson, our guest. She's the executive director of the Vault in Clinton. More to come with her on the morning show.
WHOW.
Let's check the opening numbers now at the Chicago Board of Trade on this Wednesday. Jim Taylor on the RFD Radio Network. Corn, beans, and wheat all starting the day in the red. March corn $6.79, down 3 1/4. May corn down 3 1/4, $6.76.5. July corn $6.64, down 3 3/4. March beans starting the day $15.24, down 13.5. May beans $15.16.5, down 13.5. July beans $15.06, down 13 1/4. March Chicago wheat $7.84 1/4, down 1 3/4. May wheat down 1 1/4, $7.95.5. July wheat $7.99 1/4, down 1/4. March bean meal, $4.93.20, down $7.80. And March bean oil, $60.37, down 3 cents. A look at the opening numbers at the Chicago Board of Trade on this Wednesday morning. Jim Taylor, RFD Radio Network.
At Baum Chevrolet Buick in Clinton and Baum Motor Company in Farmer City, our job is to help you and solve your transportation needs. This is Scott Baum. Both in Clinton or Farmer City, we'll listen and find options for a different vehicle, or we'll give you repair options to keep that car, truck, or SUV safe and trouble-free so you can continue with your busy schedule. If it has to do with transportation, we're here to help. Visit our full-service team today in Clinton or Farmer City. Baum Chevrolet Buick, right from the start.
Here's owner Dave Jackson from your Clinton Save-A-Lot on how inflation is affecting us.
Inflation rate, and I can't give you the exact number, but it's been like 1%, 1.5%, maybe 2%. It's been a rate that the economy can handle well. You know, wages go up faster than inflation, or at least as fast. People don't notice it. Now it's multiple times a year. It is not 8%. You know, I don't know where exactly the government comes up with this inflation rate.
Despite that, Dave still provides you selection and savings at your Clinton Save-A-Lot.
Hope to see you soon.
Your friend in Central Illinois, WHOW.
Once again, a good morning. Thanks for being with us. I'm your host today, Seth Lawrence. The WHOW Morning Show streams to Facebook and YouTube, brought to you by Peterson Insurance, your Pekin Insurance agent in Clinton. Tammy Wilson, Executive Director of the Vault in Clinton. Tammy, you mentioned in the last segment you're starting up on summer career camps already.
Yes.
What are you working on? What are you going to have
Yes.
for the kids this year?
We're going to have 5 summer career camps, and we're going to bring back culinary arts because that's always been just a huge success.
Are you bringing back taco bowls?
Probs.
Probs.
I'm going to say probs.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I didn't miss it last year, did I? I don't think I did. Maybe I did. No, I didn't. I got 2 of them.
I vaguely remember you saying you were going to get them, but then you didn't.
Maybe it was the year before.
Was that the year before?
Maybe.
Okay.
I feel like I went on vacation or something
Okay.
and I missed it.
I think so.
I don't know. Either
I
way,
I remember giving you a hard time about it. I do remember that.
you give me a hard time about everything.
Yes,
Gosh,
it's
I
my
can't.
job.
We can't make it through.
It's
an
my
interview
job.
without getting a hard time from Tammy.
Okay. Focus. Culinary arts. Then construction and trades. That was also one that we did last year that we just feel like those 2 areas are super important, and the kids really love those camps. The new ones that we're doing this year are cosmetology. We're doing a medical careers camp.
Nice.
Yes.
Cool.
And aviation.
Really?
Yes.
Nice.
Yes.
Fun.
I know.
You got some good ones
I
in there.
know.
Yeah.
I know.
Well, that's amazing because they need pilots.
Oh gosh.
That
yes.
industry needs pilots.
Yes.
Nurses are
Yeah.
in huge demand
Yeah.
right now.
Yeah.
Nurses are in huge demand. I mean, anybody that can cook is, that's a winner right there.
Uh-huh.
Even if you're not in a restaurant, if you can cook, you're a winner.
I know.
So, case in point. What was the other one? I'm trying to remember.
So
Law enforcement?
no. Construction and trades.
Construction. Those guys are always in demand.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's hitting on some really good career fields that.
Yeah.
that
And
they
you
can
talked
make a
about
good
finding
living.
what you're good at. I feel like that message needs to be more specific and find a skill you have and make that skill marketable. You know what I
Mhm.
mean?
Yeah.
I feel like that message needs to be narrowed just a little bit.
Yeah. Yeah.
To
Yeah.
kids. But no, that's
Yeah,
great.
I agree.
When can kids get signed up for those?
I think Jason and McKenna are hoping to roll it out in March. I believe don't quote me on that, but I think that's when it is. But I'll give you more
All right.
information next
Month?
month. Yeah, next month it'll be.
Good deal.
Yeah, and it'll be all over our Facebook page and
Well, and those fill
website
up pretty
and all
quick,
that.
right?
We start early, so we get the word out
Okay.
pretty it's they'll have several weeks to sign up.
You
So
really-
it's not like they have to immediately sign up.
Really saturate the avenues
Yeah.
of communication
Yeah.
of it.
Yeah. Because kids will usually be like, oh yeah, I want to do that. And then
they forget
get the information to the parents.
because they're kids.
Yes.
Yes.
It takes a while.
Got to let you go, Tammy.
Oh my gosh.
I know it.
Harlem Wizards. We got to just a quick thing on that. Harlem Wizards are coming. It's our big fundraiser, April 15th. I'll talk more about it next month.
We'll look forward to it.
All right.
How do folks find more about the vault?
The Vault Clinton on our Facebook, the website, thevaultclinton.org, Instagram, the Vault _Clinton.
Tammy Wilson, Executive Director of the Vault in Clinton. Our guest, Network News is now.
The Big 1520 WHOW Clinton, 92.3 FM, W222.